Okay, you recording, Ryan? All right, so we have our special guest for a Sunday Zoom with Wendy and Johan. We changed the date so they could accommodate because they're 7 hours ahead of us, and it's 2 in the morning when they're sleeping. So we're doing it today so we can have them share their story of their Master Fast experience. So how are you doing today, Wendy?
Yes, very good. Thank you.
Awesome.
Very glad to be here, and yeah, I feel honored to share my story with the Master Fast, and of course the one for my family as well.
Yeah, this is how we inspire each other, sharing each other's stories, and it makes everything uh, gain strength. So everybody that goes through the journey can enjoy it more and feel the energy from everybody else who's done it. That's the way it works when you look at it through the energy and not through matter state. We always focus on the energies because that's what that's where we all come from. We don't come from this; we come from energy. So you've been on the page for quite a while, right?
I've been. I think it took me from March 2016 to October when I finally, got the whole Master Fast started.
So, what was your lifestyle? You're in the Netherlands? Is that where you grew up?
Yes, I live like 8 kilometers from my parents, so I've always lived here, and I've traveled a lot, like during holidays and free time. But I've always lived in this area.
And what's a typical diet when you were growing up?
So when I grew up, typical for here is bread and whatever you want to put on it. Some meat first, then some cheese, and if you've eaten that, you can have a treat and you can put on jam. So the sugar from the factory. I didn't like it at all, by the way. I didn't like to eat it, so I ate a lot of cornflakes with milk. I think, my secondary school, I ate cornflakes with milk. So that was when I was 13 till I was 18. Every day, every morning.
Yeah, I've been there.
So
I drank gallons of milk growing up.
Yeah, that of course did not go so very well. So I already had a lot of issues back then.
So basically, a lot of bread and sandwich stuff like that. What other things typically they eat?
So just bread or cornflakes in the morning and bread for lunch. And in the evening, my mom would cook like a healthy meal, what's called like healthy. So she would not buy from the supermarket, but she would go to the market and buy vegetables. But she would also buy meat and cheese and potatoes. So in the Netherlands, people eat potatoes. That's our country. So we would have like 5 days potatoes and then 1 day pasta and 1 day like a rice or something with meat and sauce and vegetables for dinner. And I always bring snacks, like 1 pack of takeaway cookies and 1 pack of takeaway chocolate. And after dinner, we would have like a healthy yogurt. So or something that they don't have in other countries, but which is made of milk and just has sugar and lots of like colorings and flavors. But it's not yogurt, but it's made from milk. So that's what we have.
It's fermented?
Like a pudding thing.
Is it fermented?
No. Okay. No, it's more like custard.
So that's basically the staple of what you guys consume there, people?
Yeah, that's what everybody eats. Like this is general considered normal eating pattern, and but you're supposed to have two fruit pieces a day. So you should have your apple and one pear or something every day. And yeah, 200 grams of vegetables we're supposed to eat. That's it. And the rest, you know, stuff yourself with bread and potatoes. And
What's the is there any agriculture in Netherlands?
a lot. We're apparently the main export of pigs and eggs and baby chicken, and they go all over the world.
No like fruit and vegetables they are growing there, or
we have vegetable farms, and they're coming up as well, organic. So I know some farms around here who have a variety and which have lots of different vegetables. For fruits, we have apple, pear. I already had that, right? Yeah, I think we only have apples and pears. Oh, and they make tomatoes inside in the greenhouses.
oh, okay, yeah,
They like grown on rock wool.
Right.
So these, rock wool.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
They do it hydroponically.
Yeah, that's what we grow here, I think. Yeah, and potatoes and sugar beet for sugar. And sodas and whatever.
So when going along in life, when did you make some changes in your diet? How many years ago? And for what reason?
Well, I was a pretty weird teenager because I didn't like my bread. I took to school like raw cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, and cucumber, and I was teased for that. So people would call me horrible things just because I would bring vegetables. And I'm really glad my mom allowed it back then, but because I didn't know that I was like doing the right thing, I thought like, yeah, I was just desperate. And my mom and dad would have their vegetable garden, and in summer we would have tomatoes like all summer, and I would just eat those because I just didn't like the other food. But nothing really changed until I went to live here where I live now with my partner Johan. We live here. We've been together 17 years, and I think we live here now 11. Yeah, so we live here 11 years. And that's when I started to make changes. And the biggest change came when I'm 2006.
Any health issues?
A lot. I've been in the alternative medicine for 5 years then. And in my opinion, I tried like everything, you know. But going to people, listening to them and hearing about like energetic healing, but not about food, because you're supposed to eat what I just told you in the beginning.
According to, the practitioners there. Okay.
Yeah, according to our government is promoting to eat this. So yeah, you're supposed to drink your 2 glasses of milk every day because we got cows and they make milk and you have to drink your milk. So in 2006, our changes began because I became aware more of what's in medicine, what's in vaccine, what's in your food, how our food is processed. I was still cooking like my mom did, so I thought it was pretty good, I don't buy like pizza every week that's in the supermarket. I always go to the fresh department. I always buy my fresh vegetables. So I thought I was doing a pretty good job, but yeah, I was still having bread, and because I thought, this is good for you. You're supposed to have it. And then I read somewhere like bread is really bad for you. It makes fungus grow and it makes you tired. And I thought, wow, you can have like no bread. That's good. It's cool. You can have, it's okay to have no bread at all. So, first, I didn't drop the whole bread thing. I just dropped it as a, you have to have it thing, and only on occasions. And then we would have like spelt or rogge. And I would make all this myself. So I would buy it and make the crackers and make everything myself. And I went, how they call it, like primal diet, I think. Like paleo, but not real paleo. So everything is going to be, made from scratch by you. And then I introduced like more, fermented foods and more vegetables and salads. So I would start slowly having more salads for lunch instead of other stuff. And after a while, we went paleo. But then I called it energetic paleo because, the fresh fruit, the fresh vegetables right from the full ground, grown organically, local, they have the most energy. They have the most light from the sun. So I would have fruits and vegetables for lunch and breakfast. And I thought this was getting me somewhere. I had, like still lots of other stuff going on. I was still getting hormonal fluctuations, menstruation problems. I got all these problems still. They were still there. So yeah, this I thought it was working because I was like less bothered with allergies. I could sort of regulate how tired I was.
How many years ago was this when this was?
Like, I think this is around 2009, 2010. And I just kept that going and going. But I think the full paleo didn't occur until I think 2011, that I actually said, okay, this is chocolate and I'm only going to have like raw organic chocolate from this person because I know her, like not processed anything. And then I did my education. I did alternative medicine as well. So that'll be energetic healing. And at that point, I did homeopathic herbs. So they are herbs to get rid of the allergies. And it kind of worked. Now I know that it just stimulates to get histamine out of your body. And that's why it wasn't bothering me. But what's in it was solidago in the first one. And it kept me alive. This herb kept me alive.
The homeopaths work with emotion, just energetically.
These are not so very diluted, so they're just tinctures, and then they're diluted 3 times. So you can still see that there's coloring in it and everything.
Okay.
So that'll be D3, I think. I'm not classic homeopath, so I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is it says solidago and it works like a charm, and it it kept me alive. It kept, with the diet I got somewhere, but eventually I had to get these shots to go to exotic country because they won't let you in if you don't take them. And I already got my ticket and I already got my residence and everything there.
Which country was this?
We were going to Belize in Guatemala.
And they wouldn't let you in?
Apparently. That's what they told us. Looking back, they want to look at your vaccine passport, but it's not obligatory to have all these shots, they told us. And since I had 2 weeks to find out and working 2 jobs at that time, and they wanted to let me take other medicine as well, and I wanted to investigate how this medicine was yes or no going to help me at that time. I just didn't have enough time to investigate everything, and I just thought, well, it didn't kill me last time, so probably won't kill me this time, and we'll see. We'll figure it out. Well, you don't want to know what happened.
What were you had some effects from it?
Yeah, I had terrible. Energy wise speaking, I just left my body and looked from above towards myself and saw like this is not good, and I could feel like everything was wrong. I felt this is so wrong, and when they asked me to question, I wanted to think, but my brain went so slow. Like I couldn't even say, how is everything okay? That's what they were asking me. I couldn't even say no. So yeah, they lay me down on this bed, and she said, well, it happens. People, they faint. It happens. I'll give you the other shot. You're lying down anyway. And then she put in my other arm, and this was one of the worst experiences ever.
Oh my goodness.
But I kind of came back and kind of floaty went outside. I just went with the flow because I could not do or feel what was going on. So when I went outside, I was full of rash. I felt nervous. I was scared. And this scared feeling didn't go away for 3 days until I got this Solidago thing. And I wasn't even bright enough to think that bottle might help my kidneys,
Solidago, what's that?
Solidago, oh, that's a Latin name.
The herb?
Goldenrod, I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It's in one of the kidney formulas. And somebody said to me, Wendy, take that. And I did, and Johan as well. And immediately the stress started reducing. And but it were 2 nights of hell. Mm-hmm. So then I was back, and even further back as where I was in the rest of my life. I had,
Excellent. Continue.
I had like all these pains come back, menstruation pain and fatigue and breathing problems and heart palpitations. They got terrible. And a whole long list of things. But the rash, that was, that was the worst, because you cannot do anything if the sun is shining. So, but I got it all out with the must fast, so I was the happiest girl alive.
So, when did you find Master Fast?
I think somebody notified me around March 2016.
Okay, 6th of March.
Might be before or after that.
Yeah, well, approximately.
Yeah.
No such thing as time anyway. The past, present, and future is all intertwined.
Yeah.
And you found MasterFast, you started looking into information and stuff, and you said, this is crazy.
Well, from an energetic point of view, I thought this is very good. I started my first detox in January 2016 and started researching more, and a little key on there clicked on an eye on YouTube. And there was some guy talking about the eye, about iridology and what are your weaknesses, and how to clean your lymphatic system. And I just forgot about that. I did a course about it a really long time ago, like 2004 or something, and I just forgot. And I thought, oh, this makes so much sense. This is it. This is what we got to do. And it was just some person's eye reading online. I just got on fruit. So
That's when you started eating fruit?
Yeah. Yeah, I did the detox thing, which was somebody in the Netherlands made with vegetable soup and with like pumpkin soup, all very hot things as well. But still, it was all liquid. It had smoothies. It was all liquid for 4 weeks in January. And then I was supposed to incorporate my normal diet again with, meat and fish. And I always wanted to be like a vegetarian or vegan, preferably because of the animals, but I could never ever do it because I would be so tired. I would crave everything in the whole wide world. I would walk on the market, go to this fish stand and eat any raw fish on the stand. That was crazy because I know, it's supposed to smell disgusting, but to me, it was appealing, and I really had to use my brain to not do that.
Once we grew up on that stuff, once we're forced to eat it as children, you become addicted to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But if you ever watch, you have a child yourself, but when you see parents who ask them when they started feeding their children meats and stuff like that, they have to force them to keep it down. It takes a while, and then once they get hooked, it's all over.
Well, I don't know about Keon. He had some meat before, so he but yeah, especially like herring. We have fresh herring, and that is raw fish. So that would be the only thing that I ate between January and March 2016, because I was like, but it is raw, it is fresh, why is it not perfect? Yeah, okay, I know about the proteins, but what? I'm just, okay, one bite. But I shouldn't have done it, of course. But I was like, okay, just to see how I feel now, if I would do it. But yeah, it took me some time to read about the best food for men, about the master fast, about fasting in general, because I was breastfeeding also at the time, and the whole world would tell me you cannot do a fast and breastfeed. You cannot eat fruit and breastfeed, but I was strong enough to start the detox and start the fruit while breastfeeding. And yeah, I really wanted Keon to not breastfeed at all before I would do a must fast or something like that, like a fast.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's for when you're breastfeeding, there's ways to get around it. Like we have the hybrid, you're still eating a meal a day, and that's sufficient. And the mother and the baby detoxes together. If you have the confidence and trust that your body knows what to do, it's not a problem. If you don't do it. Each person has to make that decision for themselves. But if it was, I don't see no issue if I was the one, because once we have the understanding, it's not about the food, it's about removing obstructions, and the energies are accessible that way, because we're after energy, not food.
Yeah, but I didn't know about the obstruction in that way, so I didn't know about.
So you had the hormonal issues, you had this problem with the vaccine, and what else? Anything else?
Yeah, so the sun allergy was...
Actually, allergy from the sun you were getting? Allergy reaction?
Yeah.
Okay, you're a redhead?
No.
Okay, no, it's hard to see the color.
It's kind of blonde.
Blondish brown, okay.
Blonde-ish.
Yeah, okay, you're more into the brunette.
Yeah. Depends on the sun.
A lot of redheads are very sensitive to sun.
I wasn't. I was never. I could always. I never use sunscreen because that would give me rash. Metals would give me rash. Like touching forks and knives in the summer would immediately give me rash. So if we would go out for dinner, I would use napkin around the knife and fork to prevent this from happening when it is nice weather. Mm-hmm. But I could always go in the sun and never burn. So that was a good thing. My family, people don't burn, so that's lucky me. Yeah, I had a whole list. I wanted to be a pilot, so I went in an airplane and I threw up the whole time. So that dream went away. I had ear infections when I was little, all the time. They put these tubes in to get stuff out, but yeah, of course, they kept coming back. I had special earplugs for swimming so that I could swim and there would not be water in my ear, because if there would be water in my ear, you know, I would have ear infection for 3 days and it would hurt. And yeah, this all went away when I got older, but then like the vague things started to come, like the no energy, and I would have had periods where I was very depressed for, yeah, just when I was around 10, and I can say they're gone now.
So a lot of fatigue.
Yeah, a lot. Days I didn't go to school because of that. Yeah. And I would be dizzy, like feel, yeah, just dizzy. Like I would walk, I think, going through the door opening, but instead of that, walk against, you know, with my shoulder hit, don't know what's called, the side of the door.
You would miss.
And yeah, I missed the hole. Yeah, well. I thought it was kind of funny, but still, you know, something is wrong in your brain when that happens. And I would always get sick in the bus, in the car, you know, the airplane, that didn't work out. I flew to this other country, which was hell, 9 hours of hell. The worst 9 hours ever. So when I thought, when I get back, I'm never going to do this again. And then my friend goes and lives in Curacao, right? Which is in the Caribbean, which is also a 9-hour flight. And so I got my fruit and I said to her, I'm coming. And that's why I got the courage to do the Master Fast. That's when I read everything, what I need to do. I am going in the airplane. I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to be sick. And I'm just going to do it, you know. I'm going to heal myself. I know this is possible. I'm the one to do it. And I'm going to do it, whatever it takes.
So you did the fast in the Caribbean?
No, before that.
Oh, so and then you went there.
Yeah. So I did that, and then I didn't know if to break the fast before, because I was feeling so happy and energetic on the Master Fast, and I was feeling good. I liked everything about it, except the enemas. I didn't like the enemas. But yeah, so I broke the fast with some fresh juices and some melon, and had teeny tiny bites of things in the evening, because there is the thing, I got scared. There's the fear again, that, you know, I don't know what's going to happen in the plane. I don't know what's going to happen in the different country. According to my friends, all they have is McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken, and you know, you name them, they all have them there. And I didn't know what we could do there. So I had her looking for grape juice. And so she found like 4 bottles. She said, yeah, I think I saw this Concord grape. I think in one of the so many supermarkets, I think they have it. I was like, oh, I hope they have it. I even considered bringing bottles in my trunk, because I was feeling so good doing the fast, generally speaking, besides the emotions. But I got in the airplane and I was sitting there. And
how many days did you do? I can't remember.
At that time I did 44 days.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But on the first one, only 44 days, I was in the plane, did not get sick. I could move my head and nothing happened. You know, I moved my head, nothing is spinning, no weird feelings, no heart palpitations, no getting cold. I would get cold or hot, or then my skin would get chicken pox, you know. Is chicken
Plane,
pox?
you mean?
Huh?
When you go in the plane?
Yeah, you get, is it called chicken? What's it called?
Chicken skin? I don't know.
Yeah, like a chicken skin. You get like a chicken skin.
Like eczema? Eczema? Psoriasis?
No.
Just rash.
Just like chicken skin. Like when you feel warm, but also cold. Like getting in a fever.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, goosebumps. Right before you...
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
This looks like chicken skin, yeah.
Yeah. So, right before, I would feel in the airplane right before if you get a fever, and they tested, some nurse tested the first time, like all my functions were off. So that's kind of scared me. But yeah, when I flew to my friend after the 44 days, it was gone.
Nice.
So what happened on your way back? Did you have it, or was it under control?
No, it was the same thing. Everything was cool. But of course, when I was there, I did my best on papaya, because the coconut farm lady had papaya tree in her backyard. And that was the only fresh thing that I could actually see that was growing there. I tried some watermelon, but it tastes like beetroot. And then it said it was from USA. And I thought, oh no, I don't know what this is, but I'm not eating this. It had a weird color.
Watermelon, they imported it in Dominican?
Yeah, they imported it from USA to Curacao. And it was too red. And it tasted weird.
They don't have...
I recognized, they put beetroot juice in it to make it look darker.
Yeah. They don't have tropical fruits there?
No, they have nothing. In the middle is a lake and a huge oil refinery. Around that is a huge city. Then you have some nice areas, and around that is wild weeds kind of area. So there are some people growing some things and selling some things, but most of it is coming from Venezuela or USA.
Yeah, Venezuela, I was there. They got all kinds of good stuff. Fruit, but the people are starving right now because they're lining up in the stores for the bread, milk, cheese, and meat.
Yeah, their currency has no value.
Yeah.
Very little value.
Yeah.
Less than what the paper's worth.
Yeah, so I drank coconut water there because we were close to this coconut farm, and that was at least local and fresh, and she didn't do anything with it. And we had some things from the store, and mostly I ate parsley.
I've had a lot of parsley salads.
That's so funny. Tabula.
So what did you experience during your first 44 days?
You mean how I like it, or?
What did you release anything? Did you go through any healing reactions, emotions?
Yeah, so I jumped in coming from grape lemons, not boiling for 9 minutes. And then I went to buy more bottles of juice. And I immediately felt more energized, I think, because I really stopped this digestion. I was already releasing tons of mucoid plaque because I was already on the psyllium with the charcoal with the GI broom. And yeah, I was waiting for my bentonite clay, and I was waiting for other herbs, so I didn't want to go like too deep in immediately and get a healing reaction and don't know what to do. So according to myself, I gradually went in, and there were the thoughts of okay, what if I lose weight? I was already skinny. I was losing weight for 4 years. I was eating so much, even on the paleo. I was eating huge amount of food and still losing weight. And what happened was, I think I went to all of them. I went to the toilet at least twice a day. So every day I would go in the morning and in the evening. No enema. I had my colonic once a week before the longer dry. And not much came out there, but I just went to the toilet every day. And then after most of the mucoid plaque coming out, strings, I think people saw the pictures, like really long strings. I got some pretty interesting moments in the toilet that it was like halfway and I was waiting for the rest to come out. Mm-hmm. Like, oh no, when is it coming out? Please let the rest go. And after a while, I have to look up in my note what exact day it was. But then the worms started coming, and I started to look more at what is coming out and, what is it? And then the worms came out every day, twice or 3 times a day, and more worms and worms, lots and lots and lots of them. And I looked at it, and it smelled horrible, of course. And I thought, you guys were wanting the fish. you wanted the raw fish. And now you're gone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, they didn't want to stick around.
Finally. Yeah, and...
you get a lot of parasites, especially if you eat raw meat or fish. Or anything to do with pork. It doesn't matter, raw or cooked.
Yeah, I never ate much pork. But yeah, I would still go to the market. That lasted 3 weeks in the master fast, walking on the market, going to the fish stand, and I would still stand there, and it smelled like, I want to have this. Of course, I don't really want to have this, because if I would imagine eating only like a mandarin or something, I would feel full and I wanted to continue. But my emotional body would say, like, you want that, you want it. And 3 weeks in, and then I finally went away. Finally, I had some trouble sleeping
from the start.
No, on the dry.
Okay.
Mostly on the dry. In the beginning, I could only do 15 or 16 hours dry. I would be at home here, and so I was stretching my dry, and my kidneys would burn. And maybe you think only 14 hours, but yes, it would burn. It would be so hot, and I would do the stick, and I would do the massage, and I would do breathing, and I even did the healing. But when I went and do healing, of course, your vibration becomes even higher, and your body wants to heal faster, so it will burn more. So I quit doing that. So I wasn't able to do the long dries in the beginning, or the daily longer dry. But once I got the hang of it, and it got better, and I released more, and I finally saw some decent filtration coming out, yeah, I was able to do 24 and longer. I did a few 36 hour dry. And yeah, at this moment, that is still for me long.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not there yet. I have to do some more healing.
What was your longest dry?
Yeah, so I think it was 39, 30.
That's the longest?
Yeah.
Are you continuing that in when you're eating?
Yeah, so I well, not always do it, but like once a week I would have my dry day and I'd stick to 24, or most of the time 23, because that will really work really well with my work on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
That would work with my I would have like this first hour to do a little kidney tea with
Right.
herbs and like little juice cooling down. Yeah. And I've noticed that the only way I can do dry is when I eat watermelon or drink juice. If I eat something more dense, I would feel this burning way faster, and I would just feel dehydrated and cannot sleep, and yeah, have nightmares and I feel very anxious at those moments, like paranoid, panicking, and my brain is telling me this is okay, and I'm not really panicking in a way that I want to seek help, but I'm shaking, and visions would come up and weird nightmares. So yeah, I think that is for me the safest way to go now.
Yeah, well, in the dries, it's just the process, and you start getting bigger and bigger windows. This is, where we need to learn to love the dry fast.
Oh, but I like the dry fast. I like dry. I like dry better than juice after, because juice after means I want to gulp it all down, but you have to sip. So go slow.
Yeah.
And yeah, I made some mistakes by drinking too much at some points, or just I had to slow myself down. And yeah, I just felt in this dry, I felt really cold and shivery, and my heart would go fast and slow, and it would even sometimes have 3 instead of 2 beats. And I thought, this is not good.
Your heart?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
and then,
it can happen, especially when you had the medication in your life, any chemical, in the environments, or handling chemicals, which could be anywhere. It's we get these sensations as the body's trying to get rid of it. It pulls it into the circulation to dump, and you get all kinds of weird things happening with the heart, palpitations, missing beats, and whatever they want to call them. But you just gotta trust it and keep going.
yeah. So that feeling that I got started right when I got the vaccine, which I was explaining earlier.
Yep.
So exactly that same feeling would come back, but now I would know, okay, I'm detoxing, I'm finally getting rid of this stuff. Yes. Okay, whatever was in the vaccine is now coming out.
Yeah.
And so I would recognize that I never had those symptoms before the vaccine. And so I was putting A to B. And
what vaccines were they? Do you remember?
Okay, I have to say in English, huh? So
anyway, it's for some kind of disease.
Yeah, like hepatitis A, yellow fever, and then the standard ones what we get, which is DTP.
Okay, wow.
Tetanus, polio.
All those.
Something. Yeah, all those.
Amazing. So yeah. Any surprises that you had during Master Fast?
So I would taste things. So I would just sit here and drink or eat nothing, and I would taste something in my mouth. Like, oh, today it's anise,
Okay.
or I don't know, so any kind of flavors from herbs to sweets. I would just sit here and, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, you tap into the emotion. It's just like eating it. You get the effects of the energy.
So kind of, yeah, I was not too surprised. Well, the first worms were kind of surprising, of course. And I got these yellow round things as well. And after a while, it became more of a interesting topic for me to investigate.
Some liver flukes, maybe yellow round things.
Yeah, like jelly round things.
Yeah, it could be some kind of fluke.
Yeah.
Yeah, parasites.
Parasites, whatever it is bye-bye.
Yeah, well, once you start cleaning the terrain, they don't want to stick around. There's no purpose for them to be there. They're only there to help you, really. That's all their purpose is, to clean up garbage. And once you remove it, they got to go. They go. If they stick around, they're not going to live. So they leave.
Yeah, good. And what for me was different, which was kind of surprising, when I was in the group and before and during, I read a lot of people having emotional issues, like being really angry or really depressed or really scared or really, like, every day people would type, I feel this, I feel that. And I was like, 90% of the time I'm happy. I feel lighter. I feel clearer in my head. I feel, of course, I would be angry for maybe 5 minutes, but then I go to the toilet and it'll be gone. So that was, that was surprising for me, because then my experience was different than others. I read, the only thing I was still scared sometimes, or at least I wanted to share about or hear about, is getting skinny. And that, I think, would have more to do with my past and always being skinny and always being teased about it than anything else. And especially, like, at some point my surroundings just completely lost faith and only saw this skinny, bony girl walking around who was just saying to them, guys, you should try this. You feel so light and happy and you have no issues. You should really try this. But yeah, my support in that way fell away. So that was, that was my emotional thing. Yeah.
Everything, all the weaknesses come to the surface to be released. This is why enemas are so important.
I'm so glad I had my colonic lady. She did masterfast for 2 weeks. She looked everything up on the website. She did this, I think, last month.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of cool because she was so amazed. She said, I am surprised what you are releasing in the colonic. I never saw such long black string coming by. And that made her investigate. And this is somebody who cleans colons for a living for 20-something years.
Same as Rana. So when my friend was doing masterfast, he went to her and she couldn't believe. And she found out about masterfast right away.
Yeah, like that. So yeah, and I had some healing crises. Do you want to know about those?
Yeah, share them.
So most of my healing crises came in the second master fast. So I went through
these. You did the 44 days, the first one, and then how long after did you do your second?
So that I quit. I don't know exact how many days. At least it was December, and maybe some days in November. Or
you did in between as well, some.
So I did 44 days of master fast. I think December 3rd, I actually considered what I ate was eating. So I actually had 2 whole bites of watermelon. Then I flew to Curaçao and did some funny things. I had some meals, only one a day. I think 5 to 10 bites throughout December. I was very happy at my family's table, eating nothing and drinking grape juice and nothing. And January 1st, Johan wanted to join. He said, okay, I'm going to do it. Okay, then if you take care of the herbs. And then we ordered new tinctures with you. And we got ourselves a whole new protocol and a goal to do another one in January. So January 1st. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I did 36 day and this 37 day I thought was okay. And in that period of time, I had my hands become inflamed. So I would have something they call Raynaud syndrome, which is your hands and feet just freeze and they become all white. And
I think I remember you posted.
Yeah, okay. That hurts like hell when blood's coming back in and becomes all red and stuff and crunchy, and skin would fall off and it will regrow. And now I was on Master Fast in January and I was nice and warm. There was no freezing. My hands didn't freeze. They didn't become white. But all of a sudden, the skin starts peeling off and it's all thick and looks like I'm holding water in it.
On your hands?
Yeah, it started. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it started at these nail, where the nail ends.
Yeah.
And it just looked exactly like they've been frozen, and the skin is, new skin is growing, and the old one is falling off. So the old one was peeling, and it was all thick and red, and wow, I'm having this reaction. My healing reaction, but it didn't freeze this time. So I consider that the healing crisis. And 3 days, they all itched. They felt the same as when the sun allergy would come in, like, it hurts. You want to scratch it, but if you touch it, it hurts even more. And after 3 days, it went better, and the 4th and the 5th, and every day it would. And they would do, first they would start a few fingers and then another one and then another one. And you think that, and when I quit Master Fast, you couldn't imagine it maybe, but like I think about a week after, the other hand start doing the same thing. Except my thumb. So I think still waiting for that one to heal.
Have you planned your next?
Yeah, so I've got my new herb, so I don't have a schedule on what day. I just did another 5 days. I've been throughout this year, few days here, like 3 days is my kind of nice thing, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on Friday evening maybe, I'll have a bite of something, fruit. So I've done from January till now, like whenever I felt I was eating too much, because that might be an issue after the Master Fast. You want to try everything, what's not good for you, or somebody made you something which you actually don't want to eat really, because you don't want to mix up these things. Like, I'm more of a mono fruit girl. So then I eat it anyway, just a little bit, because I want to please them, and then feel bad. That's okay. I'm just gonna do 3 days of juice. Which means, for me, it's not really days of juice. It's more dry than juice. But for me, it feels like a good reset to, reconsider. Like, I'm not hungry at those moments, so I don't see the point of eating.
You're keeping a daily dry window?
Yeah, I've kept that.
When you eat and everything, yeah?
Yeah. There are some days I cheated, then my minimum is 12.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can, you know.
So the day after longer dry, I usually have a little shorter dry because it's actually to do with my work. Otherwise, I cannot schedule my drinking. You cannot be in a meeting and drink juice. So that's kind of a thing. And after that, it's too late. And for me, it's too late if you want to keep a decent dry window. So just scheduling, the scheduling between meetings, and I have consultations with people. So scheduling in between.
Yeah, as long as you can make it work for you, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter the times. Yeah.
So when I did the first master fast, I was really like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to complete this. I'm going to heal myself. I'm doing this. This is good. And the second one for me was very different. I didn't have the necessity I felt the first time. Because, no more sun allergy. It was like super hot in Curacao, not getting sick in the airplane, like feeling good with what I was doing. So for me, the second time was harder.
You mean to start or to do the whole thing?
To do the whole thing, to continue. The first time I felt so good, I just wanted to keep going. When I ate again, I was like, I don't want to. Why am I eating? I'm not hungry. I'm feeling good. Everything's good. I'm healing things.
That's the question we have to ask. Why do we eat?
Yeah. Well, and I ask myself that a lot. Like, all this food is in front of me, and why am I eating? If there is a noise around, or my child, you can see, like, he's sometimes on top of you. Like, I don't want to eat right now. Or it doesn't taste good, or why would I eat it? No. So I've had in December, I just made something and I just don't eat it. I didn't eat it. And after January, it was harder for me, like, especially when Johan quit, because he did 31 days. He said, I'm only doing January. And I was like, no, I'm going to go as long as I like. Then, like, you ran out of juice. Okay, we have to go to Germany to get new ones or order, stuff like that. I would be easily distracted. I didn't have like, oh, I'm going in the airplane and I don't want to get sick. I didn't have all these pains. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to enjoy life. I can do a fast later again. So my thoughts would go, they would go all the way from, I'm never eating anything, to, what the hell, tomorrow I'll just have some melon, and then the next day I'll do some nothing, I'll do some dry again. So my thoughts would really go, how do you say that? You have a nice way of saying that.
Monkey mind. The monkey mind.
Monkey mind, okay. The mind was between me and the healthy. It was in the way.
Yeah, it happens to everybody.
Yeah, and so I lost my period again on the fruit, and then on the master fast came back. No pain. So that was the best menstruation experience. Like, what? How did this happen? Normally I'm in pain for 3 days. I know, because of the hormonal differences I know when it's going to happen. I can tell, like, 1 minute before, like now. And then a master fast somehow came back. Hey, slapper. Zeg maar dag allemaal.
The body knows what to do. Needs to release. It'll release.
Yeah.
That's all the menstruations are.
Yeah, so I knew it was just cleaning up. And The second on Master Fast, I did have some menstruation pains in January. So interesting. I quit. It went away again, and then I went to do Master Fast again, and I would just say blood, and I did have some pain also with that, and I didn't release so much mucoid plaque as I did in the first one. So I think also that is why I was thinking more and feeling not so light and happy as before.
Yeah, well, when the mind gets in the way, you know, things happen.
Yeah.
All the excuses, oh, I don't need to do it anymore, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I was just thinking of excuses and, well, still, if I say that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. So I was going for the minimum of the 31 days. And yeah, we were at that point considering getting pregnant again. And I didn't want to be in Master Fast and getting pregnant. So that was also a thing. Yeah, I never see anybody pregnant doing Master Fast. Well, I know some people are pregnant now who did Master Fast before to clean themselves up. So that's also why I did it, because of the issues I had in the first pregnancy.
I wish people would wait at least 5 years to clean up.
I know. Well, he's almost 5.
What did you have issues with your first pregnancy? What issues did you have?
So normally your connective tissue keeps your pelvis, you know, together until week 37, 38, right? Well, kind of fell apart right in the beginning. And yeah, that's not normal. Those hormones are supposed to be releasing slowly at the end of the pregnancy, not in the beginning. So I immediately knew, like, okay, hormones are off, connective tissue off. I'd still have inflammation in my Achilles heel and other joints, and that also the inflammation I felt there felt the same as helped on my hip bones. So my hip bones felt inflamed all the time like that, and I could not walk up the stairs anymore, or push the shopping cart, or sit longer than 30 minutes, walk for longer than 30 minutes, lie down longer than 30 minutes. So I had to keep switching that all the time. And it just hurt.
Wow.
I would just, if I lay down on this side, it would hurt. The other side hurt. So I was having 4 sides, switching off all in the middle of the night and hoping to get some sleep. And I thought that would be dealt with when the baby was born. Apparently not.
How many years ago was that?
So he's 4.5 now.
So you started detoxing right after him?
So in January 2016, when he was 2.5, I did the first, like, liquid fruits and veggies,
like deeper
detox kind of thing. Yeah, and I can tell you, end of March, like, that would be cured so much already that it's still not completely gone. I still sometimes feel it, and I still know, okay, connective tissue is a weak point, hormones still a weak point. So I have some work to do. But if there are some things just only fruit only just made such a difference already. So
you're living mostly on fruit?
Yeah. I like it. I mean, why did we make this other stuff? I like fruit. Yeah, especially melons. If there are no melons, I don't know. I like the persimmons.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, they make me thirsty, so I need to drink with it.
Really? persimmons?
Yeah, I know. You know,
108 days is waiting for you.
Remember?
108 days is waiting.
I know.
To get the body start hydrating itself.
Yeah, it's time for that.
Yeah, I guess also the melons are more hydrating than sweet fruit, maybe.
Yeah, I can live on watermelon. I love watermelon, so I did the whole summer. I went through on melons last year.
And you didn't drink.
And I don't drink. I drink kidney tea and other herbal teas that I make with, just whatever I feel like. But I'm really now addicted to very, very strong, extremely strong kidney tea.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't drink anything else except fruit juice.
So you still have the Concord grape juice? Or
yeah, I've got some from it's not called Concord, but really
grape
nice dark grape juice from France. Some nice old vineyard. And for me it was and is cheaper to buy grapes, juice them, and then like boil them for 9 minutes. Since I did the fast in winter and now it's again cold, I really like, drink it not when it's completely cooled down. And I was liking that, so it took me a really long time to get off grape juice. I was sort of addicted to it.
It's cheaper to buy the grapes and juice yourself?
Yeah, way cheaper because I pay
here. unless it's wine season and you buy the cases. Otherwise it's way more.
Oh yeah, but I always buy cases. They know me now. So so I said, "Do you have grapes yesterday?" And this lady says, "Yeah, we got these little plastic bags, for €1." I was like, "Nah, I don't." And the other guy comes with the whole crate. It's like, "This is 10 kilo. Do you want it? It's €10." Oh yeah, I want those. Come on. They're not good enough for them because they're falling off the stems or something like that. And okay, come on, I can go. And so that's why I've been doing juice fasts as like here and there. Because this is just a very cheap way, and at that moment it is available, and that moment I can I have it, and when it's finished and the next week there is nothing good, then I was like, okay, I do bottles, and when the bottles are gone, well, I'll see until maybe
are the grapes imported, or is there vineyards in Netherlands?
No, they're from France or Italy, but still it's a few hours before it gets here, so
it's not far.
Like the Netherlands is really small, it's 250 kilometers or something.
Wow.
That's the longest. You also have the short. I don't know the short.
The width, the length, yeah.
The width, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I've been experimenting in the beginning with different brands of grape juice, and also with different grapes. And when I started, my market people sometimes have organic. It's not really organic people, but they just get whatever is cheap. And so they have had organic, dark, small, black kind of grapes. And I was like, oh, I'm in heaven. So they still have sulfite, I learned, because otherwise they don't transport them. They make air with sulfite in the trucks. So everybody knows that now. If you buy organic, they still put sulfite on it.
You can't get away from, if you live on planet Earth, it's on everything.
Yeah, so I still got that. But when I was boiling that for the 9 minutes and then added lemon, I would feel my intestines working, and I would run to the toilet, and I would have like so much plaque and worms releasing compared to the bottles I got. So with the bottles, I had to do like more enemas. Finally something like decent is coming out. I mean, yeah. So for me, it kind of helped me going and to the toilet, and in that way, I felt good about it. So I don't know why it is.
Did you boil the lemons?
Sorry?
Did you boil the lemon as well? The lemon juice?
No.
You added it fresh.
Yeah. Always. I always add fresh lemon. I added lime here and there as well, because sometimes I could get. Yeah, sometimes they have like lime on sale, so you get like 30 limes for €1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna throw in a lemon with every cup. Will probably do some good, some extra citrus.
What does a liter of grape juice cost there?
So the good ones are €3.
Okay.
So that's the good ones, and then you got the even better ones, and they come from a vineyard, and they're $4.50 per 750 milliliters. So that's like,
50.
Yeah.
€50.
No. They are €4.50.
Oh, 450. Sorry.
And then you get 750 milliliters, so three-quarters of a liter.
Expensive. Yeah.
And
how many liters do you get from 10 kilos of grapes?
like 9.5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I got
much
myself
cheaper. A third of the price.
Yeah. I got myself a really good juicer, so I thought I'm gonna get the best there is.
Is it the fast one?
It's
fast. Slow juicer.
It's a very slow, extremely slow juicer, but it is it's powdery dry when these pulp comes.
Nice. Yeah, usually the slow ones are the best.
Nice.
I didn't hear you, Rana.
I'm saying usually the slow ones are the best.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And when I started the master fast, I asked in the group, like, how many drops of lemon you're supposed to put in your cup, because my teeth hurt, and they hurt if I have 1 drop of lemon, and I need to wake up in the middle of the night to rinse with the kidney tea sometimes, because my enamel, that one would feel, it would burn, like there is acids, and I got some cavities in that period as well, so I was not very happy about that, and I wanted to like make it more alkaline in my mouth. So kind of hard with the dry, you know. What shall I do?
Yeah, usually the only time you would have teeth issues when you are fasting, like master fast, is when your body is it's releasing acids and toxins. It's not because of the juice. The juice is only stirring the waste. But when the body is clean, you wouldn't have all these issues.
Lots of rinsing, lots of castor packs on your thyroid.
Yeah. For me now, every time I do the master fast, I feel my whole mouth is much happier. I go off it and I eat, depending, what we eat. It's more acidic. I feel it, it's much more acidic.
Yeah, there's a few people, they have some serious teeth issues, and it's not, you have to understand that the body will bring all the weaknesses to the surface. And the teeth are a challenge to restore. When I went raw, I remember all my teeth got all loose, and it was like that for probably a year, like very loose. When I would just bite on it, you can feel them move. And people, they don't understand what's happening. They just freak out. But after everything strengthened right up, no more problems with that, until I went to destroy myself with high fat again many years later. But it's not the fruit, it's not the lemon, it's what's in the body.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And the lemon
Lots of rinses.
pulling, I think, for me, pulling and making this worse. But now I can just put a huge lemon and another one and another one. I could do this 50-50 lemon grape, and I'm like, wow, I could still drink it, and it feels, the difference is huge.
Mm-hmm.
So even I didn't do 108, and even I did only small fasts in between, it even healed. I got somewhere, it healed something. Yeah.
All fasting is beneficial. So we need to have a love of fasting, so we maintain it in our lifestyle. This is the key. It's continual. We're always in the fasting mode, always. Daily, weekly, monthly, quarter, every season change, and then we do long ones here and there. We continue. This is it. If you stop and go back to your old ways, the body has no chance to heal if you're eating all the time. And that's not what we share. We share, when you go back to eating, one day, maybe up to 6 days a week maximum of eating. 7 days a week, you got to forget about that. That's crazy to go back to 7 days a week of eating. It's ludicrous. I eat 4 days a week, absolute maximum.
Yeah, I can understand this.
Yeah.
Like there are enough days I'm not eating or drinking, and I'm not even doing so long dries. So
yeah,
I totally get it, and you feel just better not eating.
Yeah, I would suggest to build up on your dries.
Yeah.
Slowly, just keep building and building and building. Learn to trust yourself, your body, keep the faith. And you got to pull through some of these little healing reactions. You can't sleep or whatever, heart stuff. It all goes away.
Yeah, the not sleeping is okay. It's more or less the next day when some people are expecting some brain activity.
Yeah, I had many heart things, starting to, when I started fasting in general, all kinds of stuff. I used to have a heart murmur, and that cleared up many years ago. But, anything you take in, if you take in any chemical, I find myself, I'm so sensitive. When I go on my next dry, I'll feel it in my heart as the body's pulling it out. If there's any chemicals that you ingest from foods. So this is why we need to be in that constant detoxification mode, because if you're not, what happens? It builds up and it builds up and it builds up, and there's no way out if you don't fast. As long as you maintain fasting in your lifestyle, there's always that flow, so it can leave your body. Like this last 3-day dry just came off Friday. I had at the end, I was having my heart racing up to 80 beats a minute, and that's I haven't had that in a long time. That's very strange. But these things, we're into environments and this, that. We don't know what we're ingesting. There's so much stuff, microwaves, all these, fields that we don't. We're being bombarded all the time. So being in that state of fasting all the time, we have a chance. If we don't, we're continuously obstructing. Every meal, doesn't matter what it is, has different levels of obstruction, even fruit, even air. So what do? We continuously allow the body to release that by fasting. That's it. Keep it simple. And minimal clean eating, mucusless, what Arnold Ehret taught. This is the key that will keep our body in a good state of health and balance. And you feel the differences. Just the little bit of you've done now in the past year and a half. What is it? It's progressing. Things are changing. You're noticing the benefits, and it only gets better. It only gets better.
Yeah. And for me, what also good was to learn and to remember is, like, losing weight is losing waste.
Yep. Obstructions,
And,
gotta go.
yeah, that means you can get skinny even if you have like malabsorption like me. If you have tons of worms, like I never saw, I couldn't even imagine that they were all in my belly. What came out? Like, where did I put that? So it was good, losing 5 kilos, 10 kilos in total, maybe from the fruit and including both fast. It was good because, yes, it was kind of scary looking at all my bones in the mirror and hearing people that you look like a corpse. But then I would show them, do you want to see what was in me that I now got rid of? I want healthy cells. I want a healthy body. I want a clean lymph system. I want my waste to be drainage the way it's supposed to be. I don't want like parasites and worms eating my food. I need that nutrition. So for me, that was a really good thing to remember and to know, okay, I'm going to lose centimeters. And for many people, they want to lose centimeters, but I didn't. I know, okay, it's going to happen, but still, in the beginning, it was okay. After a while, I was okay. Now it's getting really skinny.
Yeah, everybody is different. Not everybody goes to Skin and Bones. We've had a few that went to Skin and Bones, but they're not Skin and Bones anymore once they go back to building. It's
I know. I'm not,
yeah.
yeah, I'm not Skin and Bones anymore. I kind of filled out in the nice places. You probably remember that I shared something about having a bum.
Yeah.
I never had that my whole life. So I was like, are you happy with it? Hey, can I be so happy about something? At least I'm proud of my body now.
Yeah.
It's not even functioning better. It's looking better.
Oh, yeah.
So when I did the fast, I started sweating as well, which I think is a good thing. Sweating,
yeah.
like sweat. And before I didn't. So that's a kind of good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good to share that with people, that if you sweat and it smells horrible, it's a good thing because stuff's coming out. And that's what we want. So we're losing waste again. I think, that might be a nice thing to share. And I want to share some pictures. That's okay. Can I share a picture?
Sure.
Okay, so let me see if this is going to work. See the red thing?
The red on your eye, yeah.
Yeah, so in the fast, this is when it's almost gone. It just started to become red, like a vessel broke or something, and it scared me a little bit because it took a really long time to go away. But eventually, it went away.
Of course.
So that's really nice thing. And my
trust and faith. You need to have trust and faith in your body.
Yeah, I do.
It works on the same principles as the universe. The universe is always in motion, never eats, doesn't have any motors, doesn't have any wings or fuel or any waste. And it continues forever. We're built on the same principle.
Yeah, so do you want to know about my family joining in?
Sure, if you want to share.
Yeah, so we tried to get little Kian, who was in the screen all the time, to go hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
And he was having no problems with the grape juice, but he was having kind of problems not eating. So, he didn't...
You mean not eating his normal food?
No, he eats fruit.
Okay.
But still, we wanted to see if we could heal with him a little bit more, since he has like a big thyroid issue. Wonder who we get it from, huh? With the not being cold and the PMS and all that. So yeah, he's got this thyroid issue, which is not No, it's not recognized by anyone. He's just little, not growing so fast. And
Pineal gland, sorry, the pituitary. You get him on pituitary herbs.
yeah, so he's been on these herbs as well for since March 2016 on and off. And we did his iridology, so we saw that in his eye as well, that there were weak spots, and of course in my eye and the grandma's eye as well. So we were like, okay, this is a genetic thing. Let's see if we can get him to hybrid. And yeah, there were days it kind of worked, and there were days like, yeah, okay, just okay, have an apple. So
you had problems staying in the dry and the wet window?
No, the dry was cool. He could do dry because he was 3, you know, and he did because he was okay. I just take him somewhere and not feed him anything, and I was in dry and he was in dry, so we were okay together. But yeah, after a while, his kind of hunger urges came, and then drink the juice, drink the juice. No, I want this fruit or that fruit. So yeah, but we kept eating time frame very limited, and at least, yeah, I think we did our best to keep him on the herbs. And the psyllium pudding was no problem back then. Now he doesn't want it anymore. But like grape juice is super sweet, so what child doesn't want it? And yeah, we did that during the periods that we did this as well. Like first your grape juice with the lemon, more lemon. And we let him have orange juice as well, fresh orange juice. He was craving orange juice, and we were, I was like, okay, this is citrus, this is detox. Okay, go ahead. So he was not the complete hybrid full master fast.
It's pretty good.
But yeah.
You had him on all the herbs with the parasite herbs and everything?
Oh yeah. I didn't see any with him actually. But his digestion improved very, very much. Mm-hmm. He, you know, when I started the fruit only, I had a child that was breastfeeding and otherwise not digesting anything except hard fruits. Anything else you would give him to eat, he would not digest it, and it would just poop out just like the way it came in.
Wow.
So when we got him on fruit, I was like, yes, looks normal most of the time, but like not good digested, and he still have issues like going too much, too little. But after this whole grape lemon juice, master fast, lots of herbs program, the digestion improved.
Have you tried mixing the pudding with any fruit, jam or syrup?
Yeah, I did with somebody did cherry. I think cherry. Mm-hmm. On the group. Somebody showed a cherry psyllium jelly or something like that. Yeah, I did that. But
like, you put more fruit and less of that, and see if you can get at least some going through. It's only going to help him, even a small amount.
Yeah, but now he's for like normal eating, you know. So he's now having 3 eating moments a day. But you think it will still be helpful to give him the psyllium?
How many meals a day does he eat?
Yeah, so now it's 3.
3 meals he eats?
Yeah, meaning the first meal is called breakfast. Includes herbs with kidney tea, because I couldn't get him to drink kidney tea when he was 2. With kidney tea or healal tea. And he can have juice, or grape juice with lemon, or orange juice with lemon or lime. And then he goes to school, and then at 10 o'clock they have fruit moment. So that's his real breakfast. Then he eats huge amounts apparently. And around noon they have lunch, and sometimes he eats, sometimes he doesn't. And
they
then
feed him at school?
Hmm?
They feed him at school?
Yeah, because all the little ones have to eat together at the same time.
No, but I mean, they supply the food, or you give them food?
Oh no, I give food.
Oh.
Well, there are moms cooking, and I've been having a hard time telling the moms not to give Kian. And they're like, but it's vegan. I'm like, no. Or tell them that they should not cut the fruit on the same plate as they created the dough for their bread and stuff like that. So I've been having...
Yeah. Just say he's allergic to everything.
Yes. Well, he was. He was allergic to everything. He was throwing up on everything.
Wow.
Except fruit. So I'm very glad he clicked on the eye.
Nice.
But the teachers are great. They really do their utmost best, and the moms that work there as well. And they all want the best for him and for the other children. And, they listen. But, for people who haven't investigated and just hear this mom talking one time, it can be hard that, yeah.
It challenges their belief system. That's all it is.
Yeah, and we've been having a hard time keeping him off nuts and seeds as well. So, but it's going pretty good now this last year. There was a moment when people would give him a lot of nuts and seeds, and I was, no. But
yeah, very hard on the system.
Now he knows. It's really his craving kind of issue.
A little bit of hemp seeds are okay.
They are?
A little bit, not huge amounts, small amounts. Does he eat any salads?
Yeah, with phases. He's now in a fat salad period.
Yeah, you could sprinkle just a few hemp seeds, like a teaspoon, small amounts of fat's okay. Like this hemp is one of the easier ones to digest for myself because I'm very sensitive to fats. But when you start getting into the other nuts and stuff, it's too heavy and too much proteins in them. It's just...
Yeah, he knows what he wants, like cashews. Like, no.
Yeah, all the good tasting stuff.
No cashews. That's just like junk food for detoxing people.
Raw junk food, yeah, you can call it that. It's just fat and protein, right? And all this stuff. But hey, like I said, a little bit it would be okay if is that what he really wants until he chooses his path. But the problem with those things is the more you eat them, the more you want to eat them.
That's the problem with him, and that's what I tell everybody. Like, you cannot give him just one because then he'll eat the whole thing.
They're very
he just wants it every day. He's going to ask me, and if you don't give anything, there are no complaints. Just say, do you want melon, apple, or persimmon? What do you want? And then he'll just choose from those three. He's only 4.5. When he looks this video later when he grows up, he's like, Mom! Mom!
Yeah, it's they're smart kids. If you guide them properly, like if you ask them, are you hungry? Do you want? If they're not hungry, leave them alone.
Yeah, well, I saw what happened. When I let him choose. I thought it's good for him to get to know him, but I also explained to him, like, this is your system is just telling you to eat this because it's kind of addictive and you're not hungry, you're probably just thirsty. Drink something. And it really works, because when I let him, his belly was like all round and blown up, and everybody was, but he already ate at school, and he already ate this, and he already ate that, and he already had fruit. I was sitting there like, oh, he ate a huge salad with pine nuts. Okay. I'm like, Mommy, my belly hurt. Okay, next time, tomorrow, fruit only. You can only have fruit tomorrow. Like, no salad. But it's crazy to some people how we're discussing this, because for you it's normal, maybe for me, but for other people it's like, give him bread.
We know, but that's okay. Like, as long as your child starts to understand and you teach them, then they're not dumb. They don't want to feel horrible, so they'll learn to stay away from the stuff. When they make the connection themselves, the next morning you say, how do you feel? And then if he doesn't feel good, do you remember what you ate? And then when he feels good in the morning, say, do you remember what you ate? so he can associate that himself. Believe me, they're not dumb. They pick up very quick. So you know, it's like what's the saying that of the wolf, the angry one, and which one are you feeding? Whichever one you're feeding, you're going to continue to experience. So you know, you eat the crappy stuff, you're going to continue to feel the crap. So it's simple for kids, very, very simple. Us humans make complicated. I see people always forcing their kids and their pets to eat and drink. Go drink, go eat. What do you mean, go? You should be, are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Not go. Not once you get these commands, you know, then it becomes a program for us. Like, you know, oh, 12 o'clock lunch, bang, and we want to go eat. We're not even hungry. It's just, it's a program that clicks in. I go to my mother's house, oh, go have some of this. You know, it still affects me. It's like, you know.
Hi, welcome. Do you want tea or coffee? Do you want cookie? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
he's getting there. He's getting there.
Yeah, they're smart. Kids are very smart. They're way smarter than us.
Before he was, I think, too young to know that if it's something he ate in the evening, that will give issues in the morning. He didn't see. I could not get him to make the connection. But now in the middle of the night when he wakes up, I'm like, what did you eat? Yeah, I had like falafel with some child made falafel. Like, yeah, you should not have eaten that then. You should.
There you go.
No, you're at school. I cannot control it. Say no yourself. So,
excellent. Beautiful.
But yeah, I think they still have to learn. And by me forcing him, it's not going to be.
No, they have to. The experience is the best.
Yeah.
And the association. That's the way they're going to learn. They have to make the choice, because at the end of the day, one day he's going to be on his own. He's going to have to make the choices himself anyway. So why not start now?
Yeah. Well, I think as long as I can detox him now, I'm saving him so much trouble for when he gets older, and then he'll try doing junk. Maybe not.
Yeah, we don't know. He's got to make those choices himself.
I'm just going to keep him healthy.
You're guiding him in the correct way, and it's all up to him after.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about with Johan?
If he wants, sure.
Johan, wil je hoi zeggen? No, he doesn't really want to.
It's okay.
We're proud of him anyway that he joined in, right?
Maybe you can describe quickly what he experienced.
So he had asthma.
Okay.
And you also get it. I need him. I need him to say it. And so we started January 1st, and he started losing weight. He lost. Come and show how thin you are.
I remember.
I think you posted
15 kilograms in 30 days.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
Well, if you only weigh 60 to begin with, so for a man, that is a lot. 60 kilograms is small.
Yeah.
Right, or what is it? 60?
How tall is he?
Oh?
The height?
178.
1.78 m.
1.78 m, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was skinny to begin with.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Yeah. It happens. Some people, but once you clean out, then the next fast you lose less. The next fast you lose less. You squeeze and you build. You squeeze and you build. You squeeze, and eventually you don't lose a lot of weight. It takes time.
Yeah, and he went to this osteopath.
Mm-hmm.
And like a maintenance thing. And the osteopath said, yeah, if everybody would do what you do, I'd lose all my clients.
At least he admitted it.
Yeah, he did.
And so he have to put the spine straight, and I showed a picture as well, right?
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it got better.
Yeah.
But during the fast, it got way worse. But
Yeah,
you saw
because
the picture.
the body starts squeezing. Where the stagnation, it squeezes. And then when you start eating again, it releases and allows the energy to flow. And that's why it straightens out. It happened to Artie. She had the crooked leg, born with it, and her crooked ribs. And it's after the 108, it started all straightening out. You know, this is the magic of our creation. No, forget about genetics. Yes, we come from weak genetics, but we can. The body can fix them.
Yeah, but we got a perfect energetic blueprint, so
Yeah.
you can always use that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the Master Fast system has helped me to really more thoroughly understand the self-healing mechanism of
Yeah, it's all about energy. It's not about food. It's remove the blockages, the obstructions, and the body can access the energy that's around everybody. And it starts working properly. As long as we don't go crazy eating, and we block it up again. You know, we clean, we eat minimal, and we continue fasting, and everything starts working beautiful. It's not rocket science. It's space technology.
Yeah. Well, too bad that the energy wasn't keeping you warm, right?
No, it's very cold.
Yeah, well, it takes time. It takes time. When I went stopped eating cooked food, I froze for like 2 years. Even in the summer, I was cold. But then after, everything starts opening and everything starts working, and no problem. I met so many people. They say, "Oh, I couldn't do raw foods. It was too cold in the winter," because they never fasted and they never committed long enough to allow the body to heal. And if you don't fast, you're not going to really heal anyway. So it goes hand in hand. It needs to be a lifestyle. Like, you get cold, dry fast. You'll warm up.
Yeah, you warm up, but you burn.
I was swimming in Italy in the winter, you know, so it's
yeah, I tried that. I tried in the summer in England, but still was cold.
yeah.
The water was still cold in England and it was still raining, but I did try that. And I must say that 2 years ago, I couldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So
you just, you know, you have to find your comfort of how much fasting, how much eating, and just continue. And as the years go by, you see things improve little by little by little, they improve. And that's all we can do, you know. Everybody's looking for that magic pill. No such thing. No. Oh, maybe you need this. You're missing this from mineral, vitamin, fats, amino. No. Remove, let the body do the work. Because at the end of the day, only the body can feed you, only the body can hydrate you. Nothing external does that. And this is where everybody else is teaching the opposite. Oh, you're missing. But I'm saying, no, you got to get rid of. And then the body can do its work, because like I mentioned before, in the universe, nothing eats, nothing poops, no engines, no nothing, you know. They continue moving the planets forever. They are tapped into that universal energy. If you look at the atom, it doesn't eat, it doesn't poop, it doesn't do anything, right? There's nothing feeding it. It's continually has circulation within. And what are we made out of? We're made out of atoms. And in between, everything is the empty space. And something is holding that empty space together. It becomes this. Energy. Gravitational magnetic fields of energy. So it can be a certain field strength for me, a certain field strength for a seed, an animal. Everything has a certain fingerprint of field strength.
Oh, okay.
You know, this is the simplicity of the basics of how the universe works. And it's magical when we see and allow the access to happen. By eating, it doesn't happen. I've never seen it happen with people eating. I don't care how clean they eat. You get to a certain point and you plateau. You got to stop eating. So make it a love of your life.
You're talking to, also talking to a physicist, right?
I'm talking, the universe is right here. It's within. This is what we are. It's nothing that we need to have schooling or something. If you look at the plants, I'm looking outside in the plants here, trees and stuff. They don't eat like us. They're using energy. They're using energy.
I've been telling people this for years, long before I did detox. So
yeah,
you know, you can do books, but I think the experience itself,
Yeah.
with your own body, will help you really understand.
Yeah, we can learn from other people's experience, or we can learn from our own. But always, mostly, the way most of us will learn is only through our own experience. Even though everybody's had these experiences, we got to do it ourselves. And this is the magic of fasting. It reveals it to you, and the answers come out in plain sight, like I like to say, because it's just amazing what happens when you do these fasts. All kinds of stuff like that's incredible. Like I seen this picture of his spine; it was pretty crooked, And so, people get scared. Oh, the spine's crooked out through a fast, because they don't understand what's happening. But you embrace the situation and just support it, keep the energy moving, and it all straightens out. Always, these things are just miraculous.
Yeah, right? Gino, you gained height, right? You gained height with dry fasting, right?
Yeah, I regained some lost height. Yeah.
Well, I regained energy. I lost a lot of mucus. Like the stuff that came out of my ears. I mean,
amazing.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Yeah. On its own or with ear candles?
Oh, it was doing lots of stuff on its own, but I also did ear candles. And before I got in the airplane, I flushed it out with water because it wouldn't come all the way out. It was stuck, like. And it was 2 centimeters each side.
Yeah, I remember when I started fasting, and chunks would fall out of my ears. What the hell?
Yeah.
It was.
But not all chunks fell out for me, so some stuck. I couldn't reach them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had all kinds of colors come out of my ears over the years. A lot of stuff, and it's continual. Because there's so much sulfur, but we keep going. We keep going. Because what else are we gonna do? Eat?
This is Gino's statement. What else are we gonna do? Eat? Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it on a T-shirt. We're gonna put it.
I know. It's a good one. Wendy, I want to ask you. So before you started the master fast, were you doing fruitarian? Are you doing fruitarian now, or are you having some salads sometimes?
I'm also having salads, but my salads are mainly 5 leaves of rucola.
Okay.
So
5?
5 rucola leaves, like this big.
So very little. Yeah.
And then I'm done. But I was craving vegetables, or at least parsley, coriander, like these weird herbs, and lettuce kind of things. But I couldn't eat it because it was way too much chewing and I didn't feel right in my stomach. So I went and juiced those things. And if I do that juice, it'll go away for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Because otherwise I feel like I want to eat loads of vegetables, which I don't feel that my stomach wants to digest. So
you're having green juices, you say?
Yeah, I had green juices. So I think
it doesn't bother you.
Not so much. No, and I cannot do green juices in kale or stuff like that. Just parsley, coriander, alfalfa. Yeah, that's my main green juice. And then I just throw in grapes.
Celery.
So yeah, you can cilantro, celery's good. The herbs like dandelion. There's a lot of things you can do. I know the kale's look at heavy stuff. People broccoli stuff.
I went with kale once, and it was the worst experience ever. So I'm not doing anything like that.
Cucumber's okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't put the grapes, sweet fruit. I would instead put cucumber or celery to give you the fluid.
Yeah, I cannot drink it. I cannot drink celery. No, it's for me.
Cucumber.
It's so disgusting. I just cannot.
Okay, how about cucumber?
I won't swallow, and when I did, like especially with the celery, it didn't feel so well in my stomach.
Yeah, that's okay. Your
But
body
I
doesn't
learned
want.
that we in the Netherlands have special cucumbers, which have mostly water, and they do look completely different from cucumbers that are on the other continents. So somebody told me that I might have the wrong cucumbers, and
Go on.
yeah, really long, thin ones, and they got like a really big seed area in the middle. They're like water, but I don't like them in general. So for me, eating them is
Yeah, well,
making myself.
continue what you're doing. It's fine.
Um, and, the parsley was the biggest thing, but I mean, I'm just pureeing it, the parsley. I was just eating parsley all the time. So I thought better juice it and just drink it and then go and eat some fruit or something. Like, why am I eating all this parsley and chewing all the time? So I always like mix this green juice with the saliva and let it go back in the glass, wait, and then drink it. So otherwise I'll be I'll get stomach ache, or I'll be chewing all the time. No, it's a weird thing, but I think it really helps with digestion.
Yeah, no, that's animals do it. They chew the food for their young and stuff, and Eskimos and some other aboriginals, they do that.
But I'm not a green juice kind of person. I'm more like a fruit kind of person. And during the summer I've made some fruit juices, but yeah, I don't like mixing them up either. People who mix all kind of stuff, I don't do that.
So when you say juice, you mean like juice, not smoothie?
No, not smoothie. Like in the slow juicer, like I would have watermelon, and it would be all pulp, and then you can throw it away, or you can put it in the slow juicer and drink your watermelon, and it'll still be good. I don't like throwing away stuff, so when it is all you know how it is. Sometimes it's all whitey and pulpy, and it's too dry, and the texture is just not good. But it's still sweet, and then if I juice it, the juice is really nice. So yeah, watermelon and pomegranate. I like pomegranate juice. No.
Next.
Mainly grapes. Like every week, grapes.
So every time you juice the grapes, you always cook them, right?
No, not always. During the summer, or no, I didn't have interest in doing that. But when I was doing like a 3-day fast, I would really like look at dry pudding, cook, fresh lemon. So then I would do like a real mini master fast. And other periods I would just, feel what I feel like, what I would feel like I would enjoy the taste.
You're doing great. You're finding balance. It's good.
And were you doing fruitarian before, mainly fruits before the master fast, or you just started after?
No, from March until September, and then September 15, I wanted to do a juice fast, so with fresh juice, and then I was reading more about master fast, and a month later, so October 15th, I said, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this protocol. This is what I'm doing. Master fast, this is the protocol. And in between, I tried every time to do a juice fast. I already had herbs because I already bought those.
Okay, so you're already training your body to eat fruit ahead of time.
Yeah, I was doing the fruits before.
Good.
I don't think I could have done Master Fast right away from January, when I would do it January, because I had really big sugar issues when I started with eating fruit and raw and the detox. I get sugar high, sugar low. I would shaking. I had to eat or drink, have some kind of something sugar for a few weeks before that all went away, and the sugar highs and sugar lows went away. So I think if I would have done Master Fast right away, it would be really hard on me. And of course, this is all speculation, but I think it would be really hard on me because of
cleansing wise, it wouldn't be. I wouldn't think, because you have all the tools and you have your enemas, your whatever you're washing. There are people who did the Master Fast from a standard diet and they did amazing, and they still are. But the biggest challenge, even for people who come from raw food, is that after the Master Fast, it's hard to break it, you see. So it's good to have a little bit of background about eating raw food before the Master Fast.
I'm sorry,
So,
I don't get
yeah,
it.
so what I'm saying what I'm saying is that it's good to have the training to eat clean before, so that when you finish, you just go back to your old ways, you see.
Yeah, that's good for me.
It helps. So emotionally, it's good. Physically, the body, I believe, is happier fasting than eating. Even if you come from a standard diet, I don't see the problem. We have the tools, and we have very toxic people who come here and do the Master Fast and detox deeply without issues.
You cannot have people who are using insulin like stop right away, right?
No, stop it.
We don't tell people to stop their medicine at all, ever.
No, so if you have like me, what I had, like my sugar was not really metabolizing correctly.
Were you taking insulin?
No.
Yeah.
But I am
That's
sure
a different case.
I had myself tested at the doctor with glucose and all that stuff, and yeah, when we looked through it, I thought, oh, this is like not good.
So it was on the higher side, pre-diabetic.
Yeah, so it would be on one in the pregnancy they test you, right?
Right.
So it would not be that bad. So they said it's okay because you're pregnant.
Yeah.
So that is considered normal. But I was thinking, this is not normal. This is what you think is normal, but we can be a better version of ourselves. We can be healthier version of ourselves. And I have had to have something every hour and a half to prevent myself from just shaking and being so dizzy that I just fell over,
But we have the juice to drink.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but that's what I meant. Then I would be like juice all day. I don't know how people feel if they have to start at 8 in the morning and 8 in the evening they're still drinking juice. Maybe for them it's working because that's how they jumped in.
It has to do with obstructions. So the faster you release the obstructions, everything starts correcting itself.
Okay.
And the best way is through the fasting, not eating. It's just.
I'm good with until like 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Then have some juice and
I'm
done again.
Same principle.
And many type 2 diabetics have gotten over their diabetes with fruits, and type 1 diabetics, but they still take their insulin. There are type 1 diabetics who are fruitarian, but they do take their insulin still. So they're not healed. But type 2 diabetes is nothing. Blood sugar is nothing. I mean, we know that it's obstructions, and we know it's usually mixing the sugar with the fat and the protein and other stuff, If it's just fruit, your body is way happier than on anything else. So if you come from a standard diet, diabetic, and you have only fruits, your body is going to be as happy as it can be on food. See, I don't see anything better than eating fruits, even for diabetics, to correct the diabetes, to help, you know, balance their bodies. But of course, the best is to go deeper, you know, with fasting.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, fruits just the best if you want.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have some people who I told about the master fast and about fruit, and they do use insulin, and they're like, "Yay!" I said, "Go do the grape juice and check." And they're like, "It's going better." See, told you so. See, you don't need so much insulin if you do this.
Yeah, it's gonna be deep though for people who take insulin, because it's a lot. Depends how long they have taken their insulin for, and also takes time to get off it, right? Takes time. I don't know how long, but to taper off your insulin after the body has used it for so long, you know, the insulin, the pancreas is pretty much shut down.
Depends on
Same thing with the.
Did you see people type 1?
Yeah, there was one type 1 who did the massive fast, but it was cold turkey the way she stopped it, and it was not a good idea. We did mention not to do that. Yeah, it's everybody's responsibility. They know their bodies. They know what they're taking. We always say in the notice not to stop the medications immediately, and to do it with your doctor if you can. It's your responsibility, right? Whatever you do, whatever you choose to do, it's your responsibility. It's not ours. But people must educate themselves. You know, if they want to do something like that, I mean, that's the best thing they can do for themselves: education and taking the responsibility.
We don't get involved with disease. There's no such thing. Body sees imbalance and balance. We help it restore balance by removing obstructions. Anything to do with medication, you got to deal with your doctor, and they can help you wean off them because they put you on them.
Yeah, they know. Exactly. They know the side effects. They know the medicine better than we. We don't know. We didn't study medicine, and we're not interested.
Playing with chemistry always leads to imbalance. You're never going to find balance in chemistry. It's a trap.
Especially when it's hormones and it shuts down. It shuts down your glands. That's a big. I mean, I don't know. Your thyroid, taking medication for your thyroid. That's another one.
Who do we have? We have Judith on here. Judith, any questions before we wrap up? Any last things you want to say, Wendy? We're at the 2-hour mark. You said you couldn't talk for half an hour.
Well, half an hour about every little thing, but you ask questions. Yeah, well, maybe if people stick it out this long and they're viewing this later on YouTube, maybe it's interesting to know that when we did the herbs, we did the whole bunch of them. So now you have got really cool names like I don't know, like you got 12, which is the which
Last
is,
Supper 12.
Yeah, that one. Help me out.
Goodbye, your Last Supper. That's it.
So we did, I think, kidney 1, 3, endocrine, liver, glands, circulation upper, circulation 3, brain and nerve 2, lymph node 2, lymphatic 4, lymphatic 3, bone marrow. I did the female reproductive and Johan did male reproductive, thyroid, parasite MG, heart to heart, longevity, and the GI broom.
You were on a long list.
Yeah. And yeah, so we were like, okay, we're going to do the whole thing. We're going to do it right. So, and I hope, that if you can afford it, just do it right. And if you can go longer than 44 days or 36 days, I'm all for it.
You're doing another one soon, right?
Yeah. I wanted to do before the holidays, but I just did another 5 days. So next week, I'll just sit it out till until my family's done feeding me.
Yeah. You know, that's why loading up on herbs while you're fasting is so important. It makes the ride much more efficient, much more smoother. You know, it's so crucial, so amazing. These amazing elevated friends of ours, you know, they're just here to help us. All right. So, anything else?
No, I'm good. I think I shared. I got my notes here. I think. No, I didn't share everything, of course, but.
How long is your next one?
I don't know. I got herbs for 108. You never know.
Nice.
I'm going for a month again, so I think I'll go for 40. That's my. Yeah. So that's my thing, and yeah, we'll see how. Maybe I feel this time I don't feel like quitting until I am completely healed.
Yeah, everyone is a different experience. Every fast.
I don't know. In January was completely different than the one I did in the fall. Maybe it'll be fun to do it sometimes when it's warmer outside. I don't know, but
what is it that you're looking to heal? Is there something specific?
Well, I'm still looking in my eyes and seeing nice radius Solaris going to my brain, and I think I'm still too tired compared to. I can do everything I want. That's not the issue. I don't have to stay in bed or anything like that. But I think there'll be more to life than the energy level that I have now. I just want my eyes to turn blue eventually because I know that they are blue.
Do you have more energy when you're fasting than when you're eating?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Fasting is the way to get more energy for sure. Yeah. And I still got these toes and fingers that sometimes turn cold. Not all of them anymore, only a few. So I'm getting somewhere. What I said, I'm sweating now, so I'm going to the gym, and I actually sweat also in my head. I never had that in my whole life. And now if I go in a sauna, I can actually get warm. Before I could just sit in there for forever and like, no, I don't want to go out. I'm still cold. So the thyroid thing might need some fixing.
Good.
Yeah, in time. Everything.
Amazing.
Yeah, there's some things that need healing, so I got to do some work. Maybe next time I can tell you I healed them.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're feeling good when you're fasting, and that's good enough, right? So keep going back.
Yeah.
Find your way. Yeah.
I can do that. So it'll be my birthday in January again.
And nice. When?
16.
Oh, soon.
So people will want to come again and have cake and stuff, but then I'll be giving them fruits.
Good.
That was really cool birthday, you know. Juice fasting on your birthday with your friends and family, eating and on your birthday.
Yeah, if they're happy eating fruits, sometimes they're not.
Have you tried making the dehydrated pudding, like fruit roll-ups for your child?
For her child.
Yeah, I did that. He doesn't want them.
No?
Not at all, no. Too bad, huh? Because they look so yummy. I like them. No, he doesn't even like dried fruit. What that's apparently is a candy, but he just wants a banana.
Yeah, that's okay. It's fine. Nothing wrong. He wants the real stuff.
Yeah, like okay, you know, if that's the worst thing in the world, just have your banana. I like them too.
Awesome.
Well, I want to say thank you very much for sharing my story. I hope it will help inspire people who go through the same issues as I have been, and if they can relate to being cold, being skinny, or any of the other issues, just do your fast, and it'll get better. It will definitely will. And otherwise, you just call Gino. He'll tell you what to do.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much. You guys are beautiful. You, your husband, and your little child. You guys are doing amazing. Very inspiring family. Very inspiring.
Thank you too, Anna.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right, Wendy, thank you so much for sharing your time and your experience. And we'll see you on the page.
Probably.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening. Ciao.